for your family's comfort. Brought to you by Rude and Modern Heating and Plumbing.
Hello and welcome to this edition of For Your Family's Comfort, brought to you by Modern Heating and Plumbing and by Rude Heating and Air Conditioning Products.
Well, today we're going to talk about heat pumps, and I know we've talked about heat pumps before.
Yes, we have. Yep.
But we're going to talk a little bit more about heat pumps because they're a fantastic air conditioning and heating unit. Do you want to quickly just explain to those folks that don't know what exactly a heat pump is?
Okay, sure. Why a heat pump is so good is because unlike a furnace that burns a gas or an oil or something to create some heat, a heat pump doesn't create any heat, it just moves heat, and that's why they call it a heat pump, because it pumps heat from one place to another. In the case of this Rude heat pump, it's an air source heat pump, which means that it pumps heat, absorbs it from the outside air, and then pumps it into your house to heat your home.
And then what about cooling side?
Same thing, it just reverses that same process and absorbs the heat from inside your house and pumps it outside and gets rid of it out there.
So in one neat little package you have heating and cooling. We've started to install a few ground source heat pumps as well.
That's right. And they do the same thing. They pump heat from the ground and then put it into your home in the wintertime. And in the summertime they pump heat that's inside your house and then they put it into the ground. And the difference there is that they absorb the heat from the ground, which is a more stable temperature than the air source heat pumps, so that they work a little bit longer in terms of outside air temperature.
And both styles, whether air source or ground source, are both really, really efficient, right?
They're both very, very efficient. The limiting factor with the air source heat pump is, since it absorbs the heat from the outside air temperature, common sense tells us that there's more heat in the air that's, let's say, 30 degrees than there is if it's 30 below. So that it's much more efficient at warmer air temperatures than it is at cold air temperatures. So it doesn't work below the really, really cold temperatures like a geothermal system does. And
the new air conditioning and heat pumps have R410A in because of the Clean Air Act, and they're phasing out the R22 refrigerant. If a homeowner has an R22 air conditioner, they shouldn't worry because the refrigerant really isn't going to go away till what, 2020, I think, or something?
Right. 2020 is when R22 is going to become non-existent anymore and not be available. But we do have, components that we can repair your old R22 system. But if you have a major problem with it, it's best to replace the whole system with the new R410A.
Okay, because you can't, like, all of a sudden put an R410A condensing unit with R22 inside parts.
That's right. They don't mix and match.
So then they do need to be replaced.
Right.
So, summer's heating up.
That's right. So if you want to change out your system, go with not only the new environmentally friendly refrigerant, but go with a very high efficient system from Rude Heating and Air Conditioning Products.
We'll see you next week.
Thanks.